Really proud of the guys. I mean, I know it's been a really tough non-conference schedule. We've played some really good teams, and which have done really well in their respective leagues. Um, there's been a shift with this group the last couple of weeks. Just mentally, emotionally, just collectively, they've just kind of given themselves to each other, as I would say, just to be a teammate, and just try and find ways to help each other succeed instead of getting caught up in yourself and going, how do I succeed? My coaching goal for my career has always been just how do you get a group of men or young men that I've coached over my career, how do you get them just to connect as one unit? And it's very, very difficult. But I think when you achieve that, your teams can do special things. This group can do that if they connect like they are and they stay that way. And I think we'll have different guys do things on different nights, which makes us very tough. We did some really good stuff. I mean, Lafayette's a really good team. Just in preparation for them, just their fight is inspirational to me. I think when teams fight like that, it's awesome to see. They've been down some holes in games and they just fight. They don't go away. Well, they did the same thing again tonight, which is excellent. It's credit to the coach and credit to their players. And we lost one the other night that we felt like we should have got collectively, and it was great to see the guys bounce back. The last couple of days at practice have been high of energy, and it carried over into the game.
For both of you, I thought the first half was one of the most fundamental games you guys have had so far for that. What went into that preparation, coming out playing so well together?
I would say preparation is kind of the same for us leading up to games, depending on who we're playing. Of course, scouting is different. We walk into practice every day. We do the same ball handling, the same talking, same things that are drilled into our competitive spirit, into our brains when we come back on the court. So just doing those things consistently towards in practice, it kind of leads into our game a lot. So yeah.
Yeah, I would say you want to do things consistently, right? There's certain skill development drills, there's certain fundamental defensive, offensive drills, there's team defensive, offensive drills that you want to do. So you just get sharper and sharper and sharper. And I know it gets boring for the players, but I have a saying: you got to love the hard, you got to love the routine, it's really hard just to do the same stuff over and over and over in a game that is kind of chaotic, and you're trying to control the chaos the best you can, because teams obviously throw a lot of different things at you, so you repetitively do a lot of things that you've got to be prepared for, which that's my job as a coach and our coaching staff to push them mentally, physically, emotionally with that stuff, which for this generation is very, very hard to do. Correct? And so, just to try and keep building on that, at some point you get rewarded for it. And we know we've still got a lot of work to do. There's still a number of things that we know we can do better out of tonight's game. We know we're up for a big challenge on Sunday and a really good team coming in here. And so we'll get back to those fundamental things again tomorrow.
You major part, there's a lot of guys that can hit shots from deep on this team. When you have a night like tonight where everyone seems to be getting more, what is that like, just building off of each other?
It's just, again, going back to practice. We rep a lot of shots before and after practice. It's just going back to work, your mechanics, when you catch the ball, lock in, shoot the same shot. Just stay confident and stay ready for the next shot. That's all it is.
Coach, you talk in practice a lot about taking it with confidence. If you're open to take a shot with confidence, when guys are doing that on a night like tonight, what do you think that does moving forward into subsequent games?
Well, it just becomes second nature, you know what I mean? Like, it's not, like Damani's talking about, a lot of the shooting drills we do are all based around our offensive actions. So when you're in that situation, you go, oh, yeah, I've done this 1,000 times. It's just another shot. But it's how you do that shot. Do you sprint to spots? Do you get your feet in the ground quick? Are you loaded? Are you ready to get it off quick? Are you shooting the ball before you get it mentally? That's all just habit, that you're trying to build. Those that fake it don't stay consistent, and then I'm just trying to build consistent behaviors, which is really difficult to do for anybody in life, Us as parents just try and teach our kids to do the right thing over and over and over, where these guys want to get out the box and go, want to be creative. Well, they'll have opportunities to show their creative spirit when the time is needed, which, Damani can do that. He's kind of a bit of a wild bronco, I guess is what you call those, like he's a little bit like that, and I got to try and keep him in the box a little bit. But he has that ability just to break out and do some special things, and that's what he has the ability to do. Now, some guys don't do that. They just have to keep real simple and do simple things, and they can be really effective in the game. Spencer Elliott's a perfect example of that. He just has to do simple things at a really high level. So we all have different abilities. The greats could run any offense in the world. It wouldn't matter. LeBron, Kobe, Jordan, those type of players, they can do whatever they want. They can run flex, they can run whatever. Some other players can't do that. They need the system to create for them where, other players can create within the system. So that's the beauty of the game. That's the beauty of any sport.
Damani, one of the talents you've shown off this year is the ability to score off the bench. This is your fourth double-digit performance off the bench. What goes into that being that spark coming off the bench and playing at a high level right off the bench?
Just being ready, being warm, being confident in myself and the work I put in, and being confident into the trust that coaches put into me, being ready whenever.
And Coach, having a guy like Damani be able to do that, your team as a whole tonight put up 44 points off the bench. How vital is that to know when you go to the reserves, the level doesn't drop off?
Yeah, you want your bench to actually take a step forward. That's ultimately what you would like, and this group has that, just the way we kind of work it right now. Those things may change. Like, you need to earn it. I'm not going to give you anything. You got to earn it. If you don't, then your role will change, and you got to find a way to get it back and earn it. But those guys that have earned it, they got to keep working to keep it, because that can get taken away too. I want them to compete against each other. I want them to keep pushing each other forward, because it just makes you a better individual. It makes you a better contributor. It makes you a better team. And, I know when teams prepare for us, because I've spoken to some of my coaching colleagues that we've played against, it's like, you guys are hard to prepare for because your list of players just go forever, and I would assume that team scouting reports probably talk about almost every player on our team going, this guy can come in and do this if you're not careful. So, yeah, that's awesome luxury to have as a coach, and Damani, can come in and just be super explosive and break games open. And, tonight was his night. I thought Mingo was outstanding tonight. I thought it was one of his better games he's played for us in the Charlotte uniform. He's a plus 28. I mean, that's big time, and he scored 4 points. That's the impact he had on the game. That's what he can do. And we've had various other guys do that throughout the year. So it's a lot of fun when you have that.
Coach, obviously every game's important, but these two tonight and then Sunday going into a little bit of a break, then going into the conference, how important was it to you just to really focus on these two and maybe not look ahead to what you guys do have coming up after that break?
Yeah, well, I mean, as I said in the locker room after the game, the focus is tomorrow's practice. That's what it is. Come in and go through the routine, and we'll keep it pretty light and sharp, and we'll start preparing for UIC, and we're going to have to come out and execute that game plan. We've made some adjustments on how we're doing some things defensively, and there was some good stuff tonight. We need to keep fine-tuning it and getting better at it. It's just, for me with this group, it's just, can we keep it a high level all the time? And it's really hard to do, and I know that. But, some of these guys I don't think have been held that accountable to do that at a super high level. So that's what we'll continue to do as a staff, and the players will have to drive each other. I don't want to be the dictator of the program. I want them to drive each other and hold each other accountable, and be excited when they do, and hold each other accountable when they don't. because they're not little boys, they're grown men, and grown men need to take care of grown men's shit, as I say it. So we'll get back to it tomorrow and see how we go. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.